Welcome back, and in our sports news, the Indian cricket team left for the upcoming tour of England from Mumbai City today. Star players like Sachin Tendulkar, Gautam Gambhir, Virender Sehwag and Yuvraj Singh are back in the team. But Virat Kohli and opening batsman Murali Vijay have been dropped after their poor show in the West Indies tour. This coming tour will be Duncan Fletcher's second assignment as new coach of the team. It's a return to an old stamping ground for Fletcher, as he had an 8-year stint with England with a 2005 Ashes victory as the highlight. The UAE's new Al Wasl football coach Diego Maradona escaped serious injury on Monday when his car was involved in a collision with a bus near his Buenos Aires home, according to local media. Maradona underwent routine tests after the accident in the capital suburb. Maradona's girlfriend was with him at the time, and they are now both out of danger. The former player's mother is in hospital at the moment, and he was on his way to visit her when the accident took place. Team Sky principal David Brailsford refused to rule out the possibility of taking legal action after Juan Antonio Fletcher was wiped out by a car at the Tour de France the previous day. The Sky rider was in a leading group on Sunday when a television car attempted to pass and sent him crashing to the ground. Another rider, Johnny Hugeland of the Netherlands, was pitched into a barbed wire fence by the impact. Brailsford acknowledged that there were inherent risks to professional racing, but those risks should not include being hit by course cars, while Fletcher said he had been very disappointed by the crash.
There's an inherent risk in cycling, racing at this level, professional cycling. And the riders all know that, but I think the risks involved are mainly around crashes in races. What you don't expect to happen is to be hit or for non-racing incidents to cause crashes. And that's what we saw yesterday. So, you know, my reaction is to try and establish the facts of what happened.
You just confused. You're so focused on the race. Your first thoughts is a little bit, of course, disappointment. You're really disappointed.
Meanwhile, Russian Alexander Kolobnev of the Katusha team withdrew from the Tour de France on Monday after testing positive for the banned substance hydrochlorothiazide. The Russian is the first rider to fail a doping test during this year's tour. And in football, Manchester United boss and manager Alex Ferguson has shot down ongoing speculation that Arsenal midfielder Samir Nasri was headed to Manchester United to replace Paul Scholes. Ferguson and defender Rio Ferdinand discussed the transition the team is going through with the exit of veteran players like Scholes, who will begin a United coaching role in September.
3 of our most experienced players have just retired. So obviously the manager's reinforced in certain positions in the squad, but this club is a club that always evolves. And since I've been here, the team's evolved since I've been here. I've been a part of that, and that's what you aim to do as a player. It's not about you as an individual or your personal feelings. It's about the club.
Argentina and Costa Rica will square off today in a do-or-die matchup to determine which of the two teams will advance in the Copa America. Hosts Argentina, the pre-tournament favourites, have shaken up their lineup after finding themselves in third place in Group A, after only connecting with the net once in 2 draws against Bolivia and Colombia. Costa Rica is currently second in Group A after a 1-0 win over Bolivia, and with a win or holding Argentina to a draw, the team could shock the host side and send them packing. Meanwhile, Captain Lucio slammed Brazil's Copa America performances on Monday, saying the holders needed to improve their commitment. Brazil have drawn both their Group B matches so far, leaving them equal second in the standings with Paraguay, 2 points behind surprise leaders Venezuela. And finally this evening, more than 100 Harry Potter fans turned up at a special screening of the final Harry Potter film franchise. With only one more night to go before it hits the silver screens across the country, more than 100 fans were treated to a special screening. Since the release of the first film, Harry Potter mania began around the world, and the UAE has seen the growth of its own Harry Potter culture.
It has been more than a decade since Harry Potter cast his magic across the globe. The queue at last night's special screening of the final movie in the series was a clear indication that the phenomenon is very much alive in the UAE. 125 residents who won a competition brought families and friends with them and were among the first to watch the final showdown at Hogwarts.
I am a really big fan. I wanted to make a scar today, but I couldn't. And if ask me anything, I'll just answer.
The first time I heard about Harry Potter was when Bill Gates mentioned that it's one of his favorite books. So I was intrigued, and then I read the book, and then I got hooked on it. So it's magical. Who doesn't want magic, even at our age?
Muggles from all walks of life, young and old alike, shared the magical journey of Harry and friends. While many were satisfied at the way it ended, others are simply unwilling to let go.
It's sad to know this is the last one. No more Harry Potter.
I was like 11 years old when the movie started, when the book started. And I've been reading the books from that time, and I've followed each and every movie. What an end. This is like the best Harry Potter movie of all.
They should not end Harry Potter here. Although they showed the end in a way that people will know that it's the last part, but they should go on for a very long time.
So here we are. With almost 13 years gone, 7 books and 8 films down the line, the story of Harry Potter has come to a conclusion at last. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 will cast its final spell across cinemas in the UAE beginning on the 13th of July. Khadija Sali, 7National News.
And now let's take a look at the local and international weather forecast for tomorrow. And before we head out, here are the top stories again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed concludes his visit to the UAE. UAE investment map gearing towards $100 billion in joint ventures. At least 53 schoolboys killed in Bangladesh bus crash. And First Gulf Bank plans to sell its first Islamic bond. Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. As always, we'd love to hear your comments. You can write to us at news@city7tv.com or by calling us on 04367 2230. From the entire news team, it's goodbye.